Here. And is it on? Okay, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, August the 13th, 2025. I'm Bill Kanda, Chairman of the Board of Commissioners for Custer County. Silence your phones if you got them, and we'll call this meeting to order. And with that, let's stand for the pledge.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads with me as we thank our Heavenly Father. We thank you for all our blessings, and we ask that you please bless this meeting of the Custer County Board of Commissioners. Strengthen us with wisdom, patience, and kindness and goodness so that we can solve all the perplexities, problems, and choices that may come before us today. We ask for your blessing and the love of all our citizens and on all the citizens of our great county. And we ask the grace that you would ask what you would do in the spirit of wisdom that may save us from all false choices. In Christ's name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay.
Okie doke. Roll call, Kelly.
Commissioner Kanda.
Here.
Commissioner Epp. Commissioner Vogelsong.
Here.
County Attorney Dan Slater.
Here.
BOCC Admin Caitlin Womack. Here. And Clerk to the Board Kelly Camper present.
Okay, with that, we'll have audience introductions. Let's start with the front row.
Delana Crawford, planning and zoning.
Dennis Shada, Steve Chester, David Goebel, Bob Smith, Human Resources.
Amy Day, Wetmore.
There's Gayla.
Kevin Day, Road and Bridge. Kurt Wilson, Road and Bridge.
Okay, and anybody online?
Two, John Price and Rob Clark.
John Price. You get it, Kelly? Rob Klein if they talk. Okay. And we have another introduction. You just say hi and what's your name?
Oh, hi. D. Wilhite.
D. Wilhite, gotcha. Got it? Okay, with that, let's amend the agenda if there's any.
Yeah, there's two amendments. Consideration of the IT contract services and Redlands accounting contract renewal. I've moved both those to August 27th. Vernon is busy with the auditors, so it didn't make sense for him to come down here and spend time doing that, so.
Date was moved to August what?
27th,
Okay.
Wednesday, 2 weeks from today. We won't be having a meeting next week, of course.
Yeah, we'll mention that too. Okay, copy that, Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have the approval for the minutes. July 23, 2025, and July 30.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the BOCC meetings of July 23rd and July 30th of 2025.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes of July 23 and 30 of 2025. I thought they were great too, so all in favor? Aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Paul?
Vogelsong, aye.
Kanda. Commissioner items, Paul. Boy, I'm frogged up today.
No, just moving on smartly, trying to get some of the District 2 people to start coming together. We're gonna start having a mobile office, if you want to call it that. A lot of the people just don't like traveling up the canyon to one of these meetings or to any other function or anything. So I'm trying to break that a little bit. So I'll be starting hopefully by the end of the month to have a motorhome pulling in, that way we have a restroom or whatever, have one in St. Isabel here at this parking lot anyhow, just to have it where people can stop by and talk about what's going on, because we have a tendency of not going up the hill to come up with any issues or anything down in District 2. And I'd like to open up more communications for District 2, and I'll be doing that over the next 3 months of good weather, so. Anyways, the main thing on the docket, other than that, just doing business as normal.
Okay, thanks. Lucas, you got it?
So we attended the DA budget meeting, which we'll talk a little bit more. That was last week, Tuesday. We all attended that. We'll talk more about that here later in the agenda. Also attended or zoomed in on the Colorado Wildfire Resiliency Code peer review group. So just talked to what's happening, I think monthly. All the counties and towns, cities, municipalities are getting together and talking about what they're doing with the state's implemented codes, what we're gonna do there. So, I don't know, challenges all the way around. Colorado Springs and some of the bigger municipalities still have an easier time than counties like Delta or counties like us that don't have building codes implemented throughout. It'll be tougher for us to figure out what we're gonna do. Attended the community network meeting that evening, kind of an open town hall style meeting, where we broke into tables of work groups and just put ideas together for, how do we wanna, conserve what we have here, so, it was an interesting meeting. Met with, John, Debbie, and Gina, the gal that wrote the grant for the agricultural initiative, food hub
Yeah.
thing.
I want to mention, we had a good workshop on
IT contract
IT contract
services.
as well as the Board of Health thing.
And we did the Board of Health, yesterday, or Monday, I guess it is already. For variance, for Vault, Fair Board meeting, met with them. Kind of went through lessons learned, what we need to improve, what went well. Yeah, so
It's
that's
a good
about it.
meetings we all had. A couple things here. Caitlin, I'll be at the Upper Ark tomorrow, and I'll ask them to get a hold of you again with some dates on when they can come up. They want to do a presentation. You haven't gotten any response from
I
them,
have
right?
not received anything.
Okay, I'll have them give us some windows. And I think I'd like to have it at Rancher's Roost. It's more conducive to questions and answers, get people in there.
That was Upper Ark.
Upper Ark with their water conservancy, the status of where they are with all their programs, including the Lake Deweese raising that 4 feet project that they got planned. Also, we're continuing to get more unfunded mandates. You mentioned one with the building codes and that kind of thing. The other one is Senate Bill 3. Senate Bill 3 was passed, and it says in order to buy a gun in the future, you need to get permission from the sheriff. And the sheriff's working out what does that mean. And he's gonna have to come up with a program to meet whatever their criteria they gave him is to see if they are capable of buying a gun. And part of that includes a 8-hour class that you have to take, and he will, by the sheriff, and he's gonna designate several of his people, or maybe it can be a citizen, somebody to give the class, because there's no money with this, and there's no thought of efficiency of trying to get it done. So you're gonna buy a gun, he said, buy it now before the first of the year is when it goes into effect. And he's gotta work out how we're gonna afford this, like the other unfunded mandates. Eventually, we have to dig in and make priorities on what we are gonna enforce and pay for the other services that we're on the hook for to provide for the citizens.
I have one question on that. Is there gonna be a certificate or a letter
Yes.
of completion on that?
Yes.
So they can go to a different county and purchase?
No, it's not that I know of. Now,
Okay.
that what it is, they're gonna give you a certificate that you completed the course. And and I don't know what the bill says. It may be able to go to, if you happen to be in Delta and you wanna buy a gun there, I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Okay, I just wondered if it had been set.
We've got until the first of the year for that to be ironed out and the process given to the public. So just wanted to make sure you're aware of that right now. Let's see if there was anything else. I like the tech support discussions that we had on the contract for the IT services was a good one too.
That was. And he's got, more information that we'll talk about when we bring that RFP forth. To kind of put together what we're currently doing now, what we're not doing, and what it's costing us now, or what it would cost us if we fully implemented.
Yeah.
Our own, basically, IT services again, and made it as robust as what a company can provide. So,
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to Vernon's analysis and what he's gonna propose. And then, last but not least, we still are working the pornography under the age of, banning it under the age of 18 with Ricky Schroeder. And I got a meeting that we're scheduling with the Mesa County commissioners. And I'm gonna do that, we'll do it online probably with us, as many of the commissioners we wanna get on there with it. Or we can be in person. So I'll let you know when that comes around.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
I got one
they're
more
using
thing.
our model of our resolution that we passed for that pornography issue.
Oh.
So go ahead.
So if Kurt and Kevin would come up, we did this in another meeting, we announced these, but since we're down here, we'll give those to you today. Come on up.
That's why they're
It's a
here and not
backseated-
grading some really washed out road right now. Which I got, by the way, a lot of
For
issues
Kurt,
on.
I'd like to thank you for your service. It says in a pink slip, so, just to be clear. Kevin, thank you.
It's a blue slip, Kevin.
That's right.
Thank you.
Kevin, thank you for helping,
Hi.
working on it. Thanks, Kurt.
Yeah,
We have one more, okay.
is there another one?
Might as well go down the line.
I was
Just those
not
two.
going to do it on the
Okay,
Oh, we had it already.
no.
We need to at least acknowledge
Well, we will.
it. Okay.
Be patient, Paul. Okay. Okay, Dan, you got anything? Caitlin? Got any issues?
I sent out all of the Conservation Trust Fund budget request letters. They need to have their budget requests back to me by September 2nd. I sent it to all organizations that requested CTF money in the past 3 years, so.
Good. Okay. So that gets us down to unfinished business, and we don't have any showing up today. Right? You got any? Okay. Accounts payable, Lucas.
All right, so I'll run through those that are close to 5,000 and over. County Sheriff, OmniGo software, 476805. And then Road and Bridge Maintenance had four purchases of asphalt at just around 24.5. There's four of those. Road and Bridge Maintenance, the Road and Bridge Soil Testing Fuel System, $12,718. Child Welfare, Dreamo Ortiz, the supervisor for Child Protection and Adult Protection Services, per contract $5,800. We bought the chip laydown machine from Mountain Valley Excavating for $15,000. Redlands Consulting for February, April, and July's invoices and June's invoices in the neighborhood of $5,000 for three of them, and $6,330 for the other one. So we had a total AP run this last 2 weeks for $218,622.65.
So that's effective through which date today? Is that
Yeah, through yesterday.
through yesterday?
But that's today, so through today.
Okay, good. Got a motion
I'll make a motion to accept the budget review.
for $218,000, $218,622.65
I make that
today.
motion, yes.
Right. Second.
I didn't have
I'll
the-
second.
Been moved and second to accept the accounts payable. Any questions? Any other points? Anybody question anything out here in TV land? No? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, Paul?
Aye.
Lucas?
Aye.
Kanda, aye. Okay, the DA report. And as Lucas pointed out, we did have a good budget meeting with the 11th district counties, including the new DA, who I thought did a good job with the presentation. And they presented their options. And you want to make any comments on it? You saw the final numbers.
No, our number is for Custer County, and this is based upon population. Every 4 counties are all involved in this: Chaffee, Custer, Fremont, Park. And our total is gonna be $176,455.76. So we have the lowest amount. The next is Park at 581,000, Chaffee County at 659,000, and then Fremont County, which is about 1.6 million. But their population is around 51% of the total, so that's how they come up with our numbers. And we probably, based upon population, have been underpaying last couple of years, what it looked. So we're there at population levels now, so.
And Jeff Lindsay is the new DA. He pledged, and he's got the right attitude to be totally transparent on everything, and he will be visiting us and the other counties regularly, according to what he said. And he's given who's his designated hitter here? He's got a guy rotating. I remember his name.
Tubes.
I don't remember what it was. Anyway,
I can't think of it.
I think we're good. Anyway, I think it was reasonable, and so with that, we need to make a motion.
I will make a motion to approve, based upon accepting our own budget in December, the 11th Judicial District Attorney's budget of $176,455.76.
And that will be our portion pending. That was what we will add to our budget discussions for consideration in our budget meeting in
Correct.
in September.
Yep.
Okay, second.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, it's been moved and second to accept the dues that we're gonna pay for the DA. Any public, any discussion here other than, anybody question out here?
What's that increase over last year?
25,000. We were probably about $25,000 under last year from where we should have been, so.
Yeah, we cut them short last year because she never came to us with a budget.
Yeah. So they, I think we were set at 5,000 of population, and we're about 5,300, so 300 and some people are gonna add about 25,000, so.
Any other questions? Online? Nothing? Okay, all in favor of accepting the proposed budget that we will include for the DA, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Vogelsong, aye.
Kanda, aye. Okay, the grant application for the SCRETAC, and I will not try to clarify that. You got it?
Yeah, it's Southern Colorado Regional
Something.
something.
Yeah.
Council. Explain it.
So this is a grant that Custer County Search and Rescue is seeking this funding. But it's got to go through the county. What this does is their $4,800 that they're asking for is helps pay the $400 each month for a contractual 12-month total of $4,800. This is for contracted medical director services by Dr. Jeremy DeWall. So this is so they can provide, and this doctor covers them when they provide medical care out in the wilderness, so.
Emergency stuff.
Helps them, yeah, just covers them for giving medical care, so this is for.
Training involved with that?
Yeah, so there's not training involved with this, but they get training through other organizations, so.
Well, I thought maybe through the doctor too.
The doctor usually doesn't provide training, but others do for them, so.
It's for contractual 12-month totaling $4,800, as you mentioned.
Yeah,
Correct.
And that's coming from where?
that's coming from Street Act,
Yeah. All of it is.
Southern Colorado RETAC.
Okay. Okay, got a motion?
I'll make the motion that we accept the grant application for $4,800
I'll
for
second.
the medical services in the wilderness.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we accept the Southern Colorado RETAC grant application as described. Any other comments, questions out here? Okay, all in favor, we'll call for the vote, say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Lucas?
Aye.
Kanda, aye. Grandview Builders, the LLC vacation of property line and replat. Who's got that?
You want to bring that up for Ms. Delana?
You want to go there, or you want to talk from here?
Right there, the hot seat.
Just so they can hear you, Delana, and you're
You
close to
actually have to
Kelly.
get another hot seat, because that's.
Whoops. Bring your warm seat that's there already.
My own seat up.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, geez.
That one's
There
wired.
you go.
Might not want to sit on that.
Good job. All right,
Okay,
Delana.
so we have a replat that came to the office from Grandview Builders and Cornerstone Land Surveying. It is in the Priestley Robbins addition to the Conquistador subdivision. The reason for their replat is that they need to replat a line for water access. Up there in Conquistador, they have a shared well system, an augmented well, and so in order to provide water service, they need to replat that line over a little bit to be able to do that.
So it's a line adjustment.
Well, they're replatting it, the guy owns both parcels, but they're just moving it over so
So
the
it's
water line
is
will
it
fit.
the right of way through it? So it's access.
To put the water line in there.
Yeah. And any issue?
Anything, Lucas?
No,
No,
Pretty
I'll make a
straightforward.
motion that we accept the request for the variation on the property lines.
And
And
replat.
that is on, I find the plot here, lot 21 and 22. Presently, Robin's addition to it's my motion.
I'll second.
Okay, been moved and seconded to accept the vacation of property lines and replat asked for by the Grandview Builders
For water services.
and Water Services. That's good, all right. Any issues,
No. makes
questions
sense.
out here? Okay, I'll call for the vote on that replat request. All in favor, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Paul?
Vogelsong, aye?
Kanda, aye. Thanks.
I'll have you sign the Mylar afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got it over here. I think, is that your map? Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah, it's just a moving along.
Okay, planning and zoning director, what does that have to do with this meeting? Delaney, you're the acting. Okay, we are here to consider the applications that we looked at and make a motion for who we would nominate for that position, Lucas.
I will make a motion to approve Delana Crawford in the position of planning and zoning director.
I'll second that
It's
motion.
been moved and seconded to accept the application of Delana Crawford as the new planning and zoning officer. Just to be clear, so everybody understands, we had several volunteer to be here that weren't as qualified. Delana's been here, she has the experience, and she's a county employee already,
And she's certified.
and she's already certified. So she met the criteria, and I would like to say that I support that fully as well.
Oh,
Okay, any other questions? Questions out here,
online?
online?
No.
All in favor of naming Delana Crowe as the new director for the planning and zoning office? Say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Aye.
Lucas? Kanda, aye. Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, now you're on the hot seat. You got anything else to add? Okay. Did you take your warm seat back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now we're gonna do another deal, and that is consider selling parcel number 0010112500 in Rosita. It's on Rosita Road, County Road 328. You got that, Paul? If we're not careful, we're gonna break a record here.
Yeah, no kidding. I do not have.
So the property owner that owns, the one to the right of that arrow, there's the blue arrow. So this one right here,
Yeah,
he either wants to buy a portion of this, or he'll buy the whole piece if we're willing to sell it.
and why wouldn't we sell the whole piece?
I don't know. I don't know what has been the history of why we own that piece, what we had, what plans there were for that piece.
How many acres is it?
33 acres.
It's 33, yeah.
So he just wants that right-hand corner there.
And the reason he wants that is,
I think there's some access that, and I think the fence already goes through there.
Correct.
So, it's just one of those odd pieces that,
well, if we sell it, we're gonna have to put it out for bid.
yeah, or if we wanna shave off a piece of that, so, I don't know.
That's the decision
I
today.
just wanted to bring it before you, let's talk about it, are we willing to work with him, what do we wanna do? I didn't wanna, do we wanna shave off a piece of that? I haven't physically seen this piece of property, so I don't know what
I've
that.
seen it, it's a mountain, basically, big hill,
Yeah, I drove by it.
got a little valley in it.
If we're gonna shave off a piece of it, we've gotta go through the subdivision process.
We have to go through the Planning and Zoning Commission to make it.
Okay,
I think we ought to give it to them to look at, the commission. And how big is the piece that he wants, he'd have to explain that.
right,
And then we can decide what we wanna do with the piece that's left over, or maybe, yeah. And planning and zoning would have to have a hearing on, we would if we sell it to everybody that's involved.
right, we'd have to put it up for,
For bid or whatever.
my guess is he's gonna want his piece, he's gonna want that little piece of it to add to his property before
Well, I think that's the thing to take to Delana, to take to the commission. Delana, just see how big that piece is that he wants. Let's let them deal with that first.
The whole parcel was 33 acres.
33?
33.
Joanne, when's that next meeting, do you know that?
Well, it's too late to get on the September 8th meeting, so it would have to be the first Monday of October.
Okay.
Uh,
How soon does he need his access?
He wasn't in
Any
a big
hurry?
hurry, he would like to do something someday, and either one was attainable to him, whether he bought the whole piece or
Right.
whether he just bought that,
Just the access.
just that right-hand side there.
What's the parcel number for that property?
Parcel ID is 001012500.
Thank you.
And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people bordering it, or 8 maybe down here. Not all of them are listed, so we'll have to make sure the commission's got everything. Okay,
Recommendation. Okay,
we'll wait with bated breath to hear what they gotta say.
correct.
I mean, even if we subdivided, I think we still probably want to put it up for auction.
We have to,
Right.
Yeah.
we have to.
So I think it's kind of weird to go through a subdivision process and then have someone else buy that piece
Yeah, would be.
if it doesn't win the auction.
Right.
I guess we can decide how to handle it.
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
And that little piece
What
is
the
not
best route
much.
of that
It's
is.
like a couple acres. Okay. So we'll table that for later, huh?
Yeah.
Last but not least, this is an odd name, but I think I know the inmate that can talk to it. Inmate insurance contract. Come on up. He's bringing his cold seat up.
Just leave it.
Bring your gold seat.
Lana didn't want to share.
So what you have before
So
you,
your name and
Bob
that,
Smith, Human Resource and Risk Management.
okay, there we go.
So the county has had I call it, an additional supplemental insurance policy for the sheriff's office for a number of years. This is the renewal of it. It's titled Catastrophic Inmate Insurance Coverage. It covers inmates that are in custody for the sheriffs, for Custer County. They're mostly being held in Fremont County. It covers,
It's for our
for
people
our-
that they're jailing for us in Fremont County.
Right, not the Fremont or any
Right.
others, inmates within their facility, just ours, to make that clear. It's something we've had for a while. It's the renewal of it to cover catastrophic medical concerns for the inmates. And as well as there's a piece in it that identifies covered entities while in life pursuit. I'm not sure why that's there, but that's part of the contract that has been. And it's a renewal of that contract. In the past, it's been signed off by different folks. My understanding is that all contracts have to come to the board, so it's there for your review and consideration.
When's it up? When's it end?
I didn't bring my copy of it. I think it's
September 1st is the effective date.
That's, yeah, okay. Quote is effective this September 1st through next year, September. So it's September to September.
correct.
Right.
I think it's a 3% increase, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, it's, the premium is $4,173.84. That was in '24. The new premium is $4,298.52, 3% change.
Correct.
And we had that budgeted
Annual
before.
It's an annual premium.
So the 3% is couple $100 basically.
Yeah,
So no issue with the cost that I can see.
no, that is what it is.
Okay, thanks for bringing it. Any discussion?
Yeah, I would say, let's see if we can get them to, right, so, we need to be on, it'd be better if we were on a calendar year from January 1st to December 31st. So when we got these quotes and it was be conditional upon our budget proposal and it would start at the beginning of the year so we can make sure that we're budgeting the right amounts going into the new year, so.
Who,
It's through Gallagher, who gets
and
enforced, but I can ask.
do you know if, the inmate insurance the other counties have are on the September? There must have been a reason why we got pulled into this on that
I
cycle.
don't know that answer, I don't know the history of the
Might not be
policy.
able to move it if it's
I
somehow
can
tied, I don't know.
Ask if they can do us it's either called a short policy or a long policy to get us to a calendar year, if you would like.
Yeah, probably that's the first, when we moved the inmates down there, it was probably September, and they're just renewing it on that date every year.
Maybe. Well, as long as we
can
don't,
ask,
what we don't wanna do is miss paying it at the right time, right?
Right.
Correct.
So you got time when that time we meet next, we could do it, special meeting if we have to, I guess. But we're not meeting next week.
What you could do is have a motion to approve this contract, but give HR the authority to negotiate either longer or shorter contract to get it to a calendar year.
Just to renew.
To get it to that,
Yeah,
and
that way
then,
you don't have to come back to the board.
then we would go to the board with a new one in January or whatever.
Yeah, November, December of next year.
Yeah.
Get a renewal in
Yeah.
January.
I can reach out to them, say, look,
Okay.
we're gonna renew it now. We would like to issue, in their terms, a short term.
Okay, structure a motion here then that meets that, I like that idea.
So I think a proper motion would be to approve entry into a contract with catastrophic inmate medical insurance for, as proposed by the HR department, with the caveat that the HR director has the authority to negotiate either a short-term or a long-term contract to make the contract an annual calendar year contract.
Okay, so I'll move to
What he said.
approve, the inmate medical quote per the, presentation by HR with the caveat that we will give you the authority to, either make it shorter or longer, as
To get us to a calendar.
is on the right calendar year. Okay, Kelly, clear enough?
Clear as mud.
Yeah, that's good. The mud's pretty good too. Thanks. All right,
A second.
okay, it's been seconded. Any comments here?
Only one. The 3 months continuing this year, okay, we're not paid through to the end of the year, we're only financed through September, or to
The
September.
current contract goes
Ends
to
on 1
September
September.
of this year.
Okay,
The one you're,
I just wanna know where the 3 months are gonna be billed for it. this year.
1 September through 30 December.
yeah, it's somewhere, and I don't know where,
Okay.
I have to negotiate that
That
with
would be in
them.
that.
That's
Somewhere.
what he's
Right.
gonna look at, is
And
how
I'll
to
come back
structure
to you
the,
with that information.
Okay, but it's not just the date, but there might be a dollar amount figure different.
I'm sure, one way or the other,
well, whatever the cost is for 3 months, it'll be based on this quote.
yes.
Can't be,
Correct.
can't exceed this.
But 4 months. I'll come back with that information. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Next
That's the
quarter,
only question I have. We're good.
it's a quarter, yeah, okay. Any other comments, public comments?
The best thing is to keep us on the same fiscal year.
Yeah,
My-
budgetary reasons.
My hope would be is we just take this contract, instead of making it 12, we make it
16.
We changed that to be the quarter and then,
Make it a 16-month contract.
that's okay too.
That's what I'm thinking,
Okay.
but I need to have that conversation with them. I'm just telling you
They'll
what
want
I
to
would like
increase it
see
to do
happen.
that.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
Anything on that?
any other comments? Okay, I'll call for the vote, as the motion read. All in favor, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Vogel song aye?
Kanda, aye. Okay, any other items?
I may have, David Goebel was here, he was one of our guests. Owns a engineering firm, that does buildings a lot like what we have, and him and I have been talking back and forth. I may have forgotten to put him on in today's agenda, but
Was
I
he here
noticed he
now?
already took off, so, but I'll have him back again sometime, but he's the guy that came back and said, hey, the first thing you need to do is start repairing your brick. So he says, free advice, start repairing your brick on the courthouse.
Courthouse.
So, Matt's working on, he's got at least one guy that's willing to start coming and fixing some of the major stuff. And then he's gonna mix up the specific type of grout for Matt to hit some other areas as needed as time goes by, but, he can put a plan together, and he's working on a plan, and I'm trying to get him the information he needs to put a plan together for us going, this is what you need to do, this is what priorities you have to fix the courthouse building, because we can't replace the roof
Can't do the roof until we get the
until
other
we
leaks
get the
fixed.
other leaks fixed, so, yeah.
How did Goebel get involved?
He was at CCI's conference.
Right.
And he sent us all an email. I've been talking to him, and then he stopped by one day on his way from Walsenburg up through back to Denver,
Oh,
so.
okay.
So he stopped by and we had a
Did you just talk to him
conversation.
just now?
No, I didn't,
You didn't catch him?
no.
Okay, all right, we'll look forward.
Can we do that? Since they're here.
Yeah. All right, let me make one more mention here. Paul brings this up. Want to recognize Mike for your time and effort on the materials for the community center playground. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I thought that was already done in a format, because that's how we started the whole thing.
You want-
Anyway, I will hand deliver that to you, that certificate of appreciation for the playground, for all the materials, time, effort that you put into it. And thank you for being here.
Okay,
He's not here.
he's not here.
So why are we making this
I
announcement?
know, he's not here.
I thought you were Mike, excuse me, sorry. Never mind.
Paul. It's okay.
Okay.
We'll recognize him the next meeting.
We will.
Yeah.
I'll hand carry it to it. Thank you. I thought you were Mike, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, you introduced yourself as
What was your name again?
you.
Yeah,
Steve Chester.
Steve, yeah, Steve, okay.
I'm very sorry. Sorry, guys, I thought that was,
Yeah, very close to
Close.
Mike.
yeah.
Thanks for that.
Won't be
Anyway,
my
I'm
first
I'm
time.
glad to serve, we'll do it again.
We'll do it.
All right, next up is public comment, and if anybody would like to do that, I'd like to give the floor to, get Dennis, you want to make a comment, you had asked, you can make a comment now, and let's hear what you got. Dennis Shadak is,
I mean,
you come on up and where the mic is.
I need to get a chair.
Here comes the
Thanks,
hot seat.
Mike.
Dennis is, for people who don't know him, is a long-term Valley resident, family was one of the initial colony people that were in here a long time ago, and he's a former commissioner. And you got some issues you want to have us think about at some point.
I'm Dennis Shadak. I'm currently 100% disabled, service-connected combat. Mr. Slater. Mr. Vogelsong.
Thank you.
I run the family ranch, Mr. Kanda,
Thank you.
121-year property in this valley.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Epps. Anybody else want, I don't have one there.
Are you saying need one for my?
Yeah.
Give it to
Yes, I'd
Kelly.
like it entered into the record. I'm going, I prepared this, because I'm gonna go over the points and the issues. I'm assuming I
Okay.
should sit down, but it's a little hard.
You can
for
sit
me.
down, it's okay.
Your choice.
Just keep in mind, we're not making a decision. We just want,
No, I
we want to
understand.
hear facts and then we can consider what that means at another meeting.
I fully understand that, and I don't
Okay.
expect a decision. I expect this to be a rather long-term thing that you have to consider and go through. But you do need to understand the chain of events and what happened.
Okay,
And to the best of my knowledge, this is the way I put it together, because I had no other way to do this.
okay. Have a
I'll
chair,
leave it to you.
sit down.
My tanks are, I mean, it's really,
You can put it on
Hard for
the
me to
floor
sit.
if you want.
Pardon?
You can put it on the floor if you want. If it's more comfortable, then it's up to you. Whatever makes you comfortable.
this is fine because.
Okay, go for it.
Throwing-
Make it loud enough so everybody
I've
can
been
hear
throwing
you.
tanks since for a lot of years. Okay, this concerns a special event permit that was adjacent. Our property surrounds this permit by 3 sides. Our ranch, actually, I don't know what division I'm in because our ranch currently is the only position in the state, in the county, where all 3 watersheds split. And at one time, the commissioners were having a real bad time figuring out where we were because they were dividing lines along watersheds. I'm still unsure about that one. Anyway, the special event permit was approved on June 2nd, 2025 for the applicant Magnify with Mariah LLC, Larimer Street, Lakewood, Colorado. This is referenced in the back pages. You can see the events. Mariah Edgar, signed as organizer of the special event permit, requires authorization from the owner, Agape Valley LLC, that has a Secretary of State address, the Agape Valley does, on Market Street, Denver, Colorado. We do now have 2 LLCs involved. Stephen Merker is listed as the manager at 2299 County Road 328, which places it and the event close to the county landfill. This event actually occurred, to the best of my knowledge, probably 10 miles from the county landfill, and this caused problems later on, as you'll see. Said event was approved by Planning and Zoning for August 1st, 2025 through August 3rd, 2025. The special event permit was piggybacked onto a yet-to-be-seen, I have not been able to witness it, special use permit. The special event was piggybacked onto it. It's referenced in the special event permit. Agape Valley LLC is said to have, to my knowledge and discussions with Planning and Zoning, no oversight was conducted prior to, during, or after the event. In the application, the event description by Mariah Edgar misrepresented the level of noise that would be emitted from the band or bands playing, especially after midnight. The sound traveled over 2 miles from the event site, causing emotional turmoil to me and possibly other individuals hearing the music. For me personally, it resulted in no sleep until Monday and 2 more days to get into a sleep cycle again. People that are severely injured have that kind of a problem. This event violated the original special use permit held by the Cross D Bar Ranch, the noise levels allowed in the special event permit. Multiple people complained about the noise levels, I myself included, to the sheriff's office. Confusion as to the location where to respond was compounded by the wrong address on the special event permit, 2299 County Road 328. If an ambulance was needed, this would have been far more critical than deputies just not knowing where to go. This in fact did happen. The sheriff's office was notified. 3 deputies responded and they went to the dump site.
They were notified because of the noise, is that?
They were notified because of the noise.
At that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Dave Sayer met with the deputies at the gate because it was across from his property. He's adjacent to him by the county road.
Okay.
And they originally went to the wrong site. If an ambulance would have had a call, emergency vehicles or the fire department,
Got it.
they would have gone to the wrong site, wasting time. I received no call back until the day later when I requested it. I was told there is no noise ordinance in the county. This is a true statement. So nothing can be done. That is not a true statement. Since no oversight from planning and zoning or briefing to the sheriff's office or the event and the parameters, as well as the number of people allowed, the sheriff's office was left without directions. I believe this to be true. That's why I put it there. I am unaware if calls were made to the commissioners. I have no idea if any of you received calls at the time, but I doubt you did. It was rather hectic. Edgar understates the use of the music. Steve Merkel, manager of Agape Valley LLC, may not know the limitations or if the special use permit is valid. The same applies for the special event permit. There is rules about those, and noise levels are considered and valid in all special use and all special permits. In particular, this one, because it was brought before the commissioners several years ago, which none of you would ever remember, but I was on that at that time. They were attempting to put a shooting range in along my property lines on all three sides, sell access to people in Denver, bring them down and fire guns along my whole perimeter. That was turned down by the commissioners at that time. It'll be researched when you go through, Mr. Slater, when you go through that, you'll find that, and you will see that they were denied, and it was over noise problems, and at that point, guns are far less noisy than open rave events. There was more than likely upwards of 200 people attending the event. It really looked like more. Dave Slater said he counted up to he said somewhere between 200 to 300 cars went into the event. That's a secondhand statement that he made. I did not witness that. I don't know numbers. The special event permit was capped, permit capped the number of people by 140, including participants, event staff, and spectators. So the whole event could hold no more than 140, but there was probably over 200. Road and Bridge needs to evaluate the county 328 at this site to Highway 96 to evaluate damage on the gravel road by ingress and regress of the 100 plus cars. I have no idea myself how many cars went in, but that would come into a debriefing. The exact size of the area that the event was held cannot be determined, as Agape Valley LLC has not furnished a survey to the assessor's office per the assessor. A survey was employed approximately 2 years ago, and I did list Kenneth Earl Gould as a surveyor, number 38556. There are pins out there, but this survey was never furnished to the assessor's office to even identify the correct spot where this event would be held.
So, Dennis, to be clear, that surveyor was notified, was hired by who?
He was hired by Agape Valley LLC, to my knowledge.
Right.
Because I did not
And
hire
that, the
him.
reason they wanted him there is to identify parking areas and that kind of stuff.
Yes, and he
That
has a
was-
conservation easement on the property that he bought that Doug Mandel put on it. It transferred from Dick Mandel upon his death, and I'm not sure exactly, I did not go into the estate.
Okay,
Doug Mandel was the individual that handled the estate, his son, and then he put a conservation easement, but then he excluded the RV park, but a legal description has never been stated on how many acres in that RV or where it's at. But that had to be done for the conservation, but I'm not
okay,
privy.
it's okay, it's okay, because this will be clarified in the hearing with,
Yeah.
where it should go
Absolutely. Yeah.
to
I
planning.
I would imagine. That's why I brought it up, so you would have points of.
Okay.
This is more of a research
Okay.
investigation and my personal interactions of what happened.
Okay,
It appears under paragraph A, if you want to reference a special event permit, that the stating violations during the event, planning and zoning, and the sheriff's department or the fire department can come in. That's what it means. That during the event, violations during the event can result in revocation that was not implemented, this was not implemented. The sheriff had every right to go in there and say you were violating noise. It was not implemented. It could have been shut down at any time.
got it.
Since this event was applied for by a non-owner LLC, I assume Mariah Edgar should have a notarized authorization in the planning and zoning file. No authorization has been provided at this time. You can't have somebody come in from out of state on another property and just do an event. It can happen, but there are legal procedures that have to be done in this county and in any county. Due to the excessive amount of turmoil caused by the issuance of this permit, the Board of County Commissioners has every right to call a debriefing and bring all concerned parties and affected citizens to address issues and status of the underlying special use permit and procedures. This is no different from the raves held at Bishop's Castle several years back that the county shut down. This happened before in the county, and the county acted and shut them down. I would add, this was the second event in 2 weeks, and the applicant only applied for one. This is 2 times they've done this. The first one was not as loud. I did hear it, but it was not as loud as this last one. They really cranked it up. So they went outside of their permit, they went outside of everything else, and they just did it on their own. I expect them to do the same. I don't expect anything less. I would add that this was the second event. Thank you for your consideration in this matter, and I stand here before you, and I will answer any questions to the best of my ability. And I can't say my ability is all that great, and I will just be upfront about it. But I do have 2 of my neighbors, Dee Wilhite, and I have Steve Chester. Steve Chester lives 2 miles away. Dee Wilhite lives a little over a mile away from the event, and I live a mile away. I've spoke to 5 other neighbors at least 2 miles plus. This event affected people in a 10 square mile area. 10 square mile were affected by the sounds from this event.
Okay.
That's all I got to say. I'll stand here before you. I'll answer any question I can. If you're done with me, I'm done.
Good summary. How many acres is the actual permit cover? You know?
I'm not really sure. They claimed 40 acres when they made application, but
This is
I
the
asked
former
JD.
trout ranch.
It is the trout ranch. I believe there was 9 slots for rental for RV at the time. And then they had a pavilion and whatnot, small pavilion for anybody, and they had a couple of tent sites.
Still exist?
Yeah, and I don't have, well, actually, I do have
That's okay.
what they're saying here. I can show you. I talked to JD in the assessor's office, and he said, I asked him what the acreage was, and he says, I can't, until they furnish me, which they're required to do, he said, I can't really tell you. He said they're estimating. But here is what JD, and they use this on the permit, they think it's right here. But then they're claiming this right here, and they may have actually claimed 40 acres. It's never been pinned. It may have been, I don't know, but they're not. I don't know what the county has, and I don't know what they think they have.
Yeah, well, I think, given that we have a new zoning officer now, director, in the past, what dates did this happen?
It happened on June,
Just
it
last
was
year.
approved June 2nd.
Okay,
under
so
the
things
previous
have
zoning
changed a
laws.
little bit, and now's the time to act on it. Sounds like a zoning commission issue to me. Dana, what do you got?
Well, I think the first step is we need to have a workshop with the planning commission as
Yeah.
far as revitalizing in the zoning resolution, the rules and regulations of special events, if we make them more stricter or whatever we need to do, but it has to be done through a workshop with the planning commission.
Sure.
Because I can't do that.
And then this one, but as far as something being effective, there is a permit on this apparently, that if it was violated, that can be dealt with. Or not, right? I mean,
Well, the permit does, as Sheldon indicates, the permit does say that the county can require a debriefing session of their issues.
sure.
I don't see why that would, that doesn't necessarily be the county commissioners.
No, it should be under Delana, I think. Could do that without the workshop initially. You need to get the data together.
Or it can be the planning, it can be whoever we really want it to be that do that debriefing session, but I would think it would be the planning and zoning director initially that
Sure.
would have that conversation. I would say a couple of things. There is a letter in the file, it's not notarized, but there is a letter in the file from the owner, authorizing this permit application. And law enforcement was, or at least the permit indicates that law enforcement was notified of this application before it was approved. I think the sheriff's office may have missed that, because they had some concerns a couple of days before this event that they didn't know was going on.
So somehow it didn't get to
So
them.
that's, I think what Delana's talking about is we need to work on some of our processes.
Yeah.
To make sure that law enforcement, emergency services are fully notified before we approve the permit.
If I may,
Go ahead.
prior to the event, I don't remember the date, but I had personally talked with Sheriff Smith about the event. And I asked him, I told him I was gonna go out and meet with the managers and the owner of the event, and that I would find out any information that he needed added. I also talked with the fire chief himself and asked him the same question. This was probably somewhere around Tuesday or Wednesday prior to the event. I came back and let Sheriff Smith know, and I may have an email in there about it, that I did talk with Mariah, the manager, and I asked her that the only thing the sheriff relayed on is that if they have an issue, call 911. That was relayed to Mariah, the manager. I don't recall her last name. The other was the fire chief was concerned about fire truck access because there's a tent area along with a motorhome or an RV spots. And I reconfirmed that the fire truck had access to the entire camping area and that they would only have one fire on board there because we're not into a fire ban, and that would be in the general assembly area of this meeting or gathering. And that information was relayed back to the sheriff and fire chief, so anyway.
Okay, now I'm confused because you said you talked to Mariah, who's the manager. Mariah's not the manager,
She was the one at
She's
the
not-
event,
but it was.
and I was told that she was the manager of that event at that time.
She was the applicant, the manager of record is Steve Merker of Market Street.
But he had assigned the ability to discuss this event and discuss the.
Yes.
Correct, but at the time,
Drew,
the owner,
correct.
manager was not there. I spoke with the person that identified as the manager.
But she's not.
Well, no, she's the manager of the LLC that had the event permit, yes.
Correct.
She didn't manage the event maybe, but
There's
No, I think
there's
she
two
managed it.
permits at stake here. There's a special use permit that was mentioned in a special event permit. They drew a special event permit in Mariah Edgar going under her LLC. She drew it as the event.
Manager.
Yeah, and then, but she
Correct.
did name Steve Merker as the manager of Agape Valley LLC.
sure,
Correct.
she's the
There's a
owner.
lot of LLCs here that keep floating
But when
around.
I went out to the property and asked who was there that was manager and owner is what I was approaching, and he was not aboard. The only person available, I believe this was a Wednesday, I'll look at my notes, was that Mariah, last name unknown, was the actual manager and answered the questions that the concerns of the sheriff and the fire department. And at that time, informing her, the manager that I knew of, had, if there was an issue for medical emergency or 911 was to be called along with the sheriff's dispatch. Yes, sir.
Did you ask how this event was gonna affect all the neighbors?
I did not at that point because they already had an event signed off.
But even though they had it signed up, you still had the question, how was this going to affect the neighbors?
That would have happened though, during the application for the
Correct.
permit. That's what we have, and that's, Delana will figure
But
out how
that should have been
that,
in consideration
Sure.
before the permit was even.
that's correct, and
we
that,
didn't,
so,
Nobody
right.
knew.
So, right, so all he did was check on the status of what was already signed up to, and I was gonna ask
Did they-
Delana.
Did they make a map of where?
I don't know,
parking-
so, we all
No,
don't
I
know,
didn't.
so, That's,
These are things that.
but those are things that you need to bring up when she gets to that point on
But before
understanding.
permit, that should have been already addressed.
Sure.
It was.
So that's what,
Did you have a plot map?
let me ask the question.
Okay.
Just hold on. Because this was signed off by Dorothy Karsten on June the 2nd, 2025. And Delana, you were around then, correct?
I was the admin.
And you, yes, you were the admin then, and did you participate in the
Yes.
discussions? Okay.
I do all.
So she knows all that, and it says, there was no need to do the tour because the property already has an existing SUP, so that was based on an SUP.
But they did submit a plot map of parking. There was a map where the vendors were gonna be, there was a map where, they were gonna do their, workshops. There was a map of everything that was going
Right.
on with the event.
And so normally what would happen when an SUP's requested, it goes through the system and we all question those things that you just brought up, and I think they probably were brought up to you
Well,
at
so
one
the
point.
SUP has changed in the resolution. I'm not sure what year it changed. Where when a special event application came through the office, that it could be approved with all the proper documentation in-house.
Right.
And then it didn't need to go to the board.
Yeah, that's my point. We didn't get involved because it was going through the process that existed, which had those kinds of issues brought out and it should have had. Now, that doesn't mean things didn't go south, and, things happen. And that's what, and Delana's reference, we're updating those resolutions to be more consistent and better process.
If I may add also to that, during that application process, I also reviewed it with Delana, and they had additional insurance, they had, but the one thing that keeps popping up in my mind is what the information they had supplied for the actual event that was to be put on. It was going to be under the number of even getting a special event permit. So with the information received by the planning department and zoning, that they wouldn't even have to do the permit, but they did. And so, just added information for the record.
Okay, one other question here, and we'll move on, is there still an opportunity, Delana, is there another event planned, do we know?
I mean, we
No,
could host a meeting, have a meeting with the people that are concerned.
Yes,
And, get their ideas of, how we could update our thing.
right, based on this
And
experience.
because of the complaints that have come in, if we continue to get complaints, then we can issue them that special person can no longer hold events at a golf.
That's right.
I mean,
Correct.
those are things that we can.
You could do that, and in fact, because Dennis points out here, it could have been stopped by just the fact that they violated some of the conditions, like the number of people, the number of cars, so all that sort of stuff.
And I was unaware until Monday morning,
Right.
that there was any issues.
Right, so that, and there's a lot of things that could happen. Okay, make it quick.
This is the second party they had.
Okay, I got
This
that.
is not the first party, this
No,
is,
I heard that. That's why I asked if there's gonna be another one planned. Because all they did was ask for a permit for one event.
Yeah.
Have they
So-
been notified?
So that,
Have they been notified of what's going on here
I
in
have
the
not
county?
notified
Because it's
them
all
because-
Denver.
no, nothing's happened, Dennis, because this just came up. You brought it here.
I haven't made any contact with anybody but,
Okay.
county
Okay.
officials.
So we're good. I think Elena just pointed out, you can have a meeting now. I think it'd be good to get it right away so that we're working on resolutions all the time. And we don't want to hit piecemeal it a little bit at a time. We want to get up as much as we can, make one big change, and then make additions later on. One last time, that's it.
Can the county make a ordinance to limit a party or event like this? Because having a rave party, once it gets announced, everybody on Facebook and everything else shows up. So there's always gonna be more
That's
people.
part of the permit process,
Yeah,
yes.
but-
And
but
if
the
they
county
said
can
there's
make a
gonna be a permit,
resolution and make the resolutions to an ordinance that it has to be in certain areas of the county. It can't just be on one guy's property and hold an event like this.
that's part of the process that she's talking about.
And that's what that commission's for.
The county has a history, they shut down Bishop's Castle and their raids.
Well, we did that, there's no
Yeah.
question, we can do it.
And,
And if they break conditions, that's easy, because the that's stated, and the sheriff has this, and anybody that calls back without calling anybody else, is part of the deal that they cut.
And nobody had any idea, I mean, without doing a head count, how would you know if they had 140 or if they had?
Well, maybe that's another thing you put on out there, and she can have a counter that's required, and here's the account, once it gets there, they block it, I don't know, but we're not gonna solve that now, we're not gonna discuss it now. That's part of the next step.
And just for the record, I believe the permit is 170, is that where the?
150.
150, thank you.
They
people-
claimed 140 in their permit.
Permit is, yeah, their application's at 140.
Right, I just wanted to clarify.
But 150 is when you have to actually pull the permit from it.
Thank you.
And we've done this for Beckwith has parties too, and people, and booze and everything else, but it's all regulated, and people understand it, and they come to us. If it's the liquor, they'd have to get a special use for that.
People do this on their properties for weddings and
Sure.
anniversaries.
And a private person can have a wedding
Absolutely.
anytime they want.
Absolutely. You know, and I understand the county doesn't want to interfere with this,
Right,
but this involves a commercial operation.
right, got it.
Money exchanged hands.
Okay, any other points, Dan?
So obviously, we have some room for improvement. We have been very hard on our short-term rentals, noise, all kinds of stuff. And for us we need to look at this very hard and go, what are we gonna do for special events such as this? And how do we manage that to stay within the reference of our, quiet areas, whatever we wanna call it. But this just brings up that we need to tighten up, and we need to figure out how we're going to operate this and going forward, and what changes do we need to make, and going forward, because this sounds like this could get out of hand real fast, and we have no way of managing it, and we should be managing it. Maybe not us personally, but us as a county, how do we
Right.
do this as a community of citizens, manage our special events so that those people who don't attend those events still have the same quality of life.
And there's no
They have-
reason in the world you couldn't have a counter out there and stop people from coming in when they reach the limit. And if there's a kabuki dance on that, then the sheriff can be called, because it's in the permit.
I spent 10 years in search and rescue for the San Bernardino County Sheriff. I've been a force evaluator with the posse. I have been on the
Good.
IMT board, first ones to go out and set up. Been very involved with the sheriff's office. out
Good, you'll
there.
be very valuable in this meeting.
And that's where the
That's-
posse could have been there
Yeah.
to help make
Sure.
sure that we should have had.
It could have been,
somebody
but
acting
see,
in-
that's another issue. Posse comes, that costs money, and so we have to figure out how we're gonna handle things. That's all part of the big
But
picture.
the permit says that they have to bear expenses. In fact, they'll have to bear expenses.
They would hire, that's exactly
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Other
right.
people
And
do.
even having the road examined because it's turned into a rippled mess.
Yep.
That, you know, there's.
Roads get examined all the time, Dennis, as
All
you
the
know.
time. Our road is a
Everybody does.
rippled mess.
Everybody's got a
every week
comment.
On a good day.
Okay, we're
you very
done
much
with
for
this,
your
I
time
think.
and
Anything
consideration.
else?
Rob Klein, an online comment.
Okay, I'll get to you, Rob. You got anything first?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, just one note here. The Centennial newspaper, I believe, closed down. So how's the public going to get Sentinel? Yeah. So how's the public going to get information from now on meetings?
Well, we have a website that's always posting those by law we have, and so those meetings are always posted, and they're in the courthouse too, Rob. So, that's the first step. Tribune can pick up stuff and advertise it also.
Okay, appreciate it.
Anybody else? Any other comments?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none, then I'll adjourn this meeting and